Fall of 8th grade. Come back here, you little b******. A brunette goes flying by me with Barbie number 2, Jeannie, stomping after her awkwardly in her wedges and skirt so short and tight I wonder how she managed to keep all her bits covered making the smallest of movements, let alone attempted running. She looks livid and I can see the other 2 Barbies coming up behind her, strutting, since running or normal walking is not possible in the sky-high shoes they are wearing. I don't know what happened, but these 3 came back from their summer trip abroad and decided they were the queens of the school and normal rules of decency didn't apply to them. They were never what anyone would call nice, but they didn't outwardly harass people either. As the beta's daughter, it was my job to make sure all pack members were protected, even from our own. My father may not want me or take me seriously, my older brother was the true beta, but I took my rank and status seriously anyway since that is the one thing he beat into our heads since birth. We were not to embarrass him in any way as the beta, the image was the most important thing to him. I step in front of Jeannie, hands up hopefully in a sign of peace. Why are you chasing her? What did she do, Jeannie? Jeannie almost falls over trying to stop her momentum in her SL*TTY getup. She got me a D on my paper. That little B***TCH was supposed to make me sound smart and get me an easy grade. She purposely got me a bad grade to embarrass me in. Get out of my way, Skylar. Did you pay her to do a good job? Or did you just pick a smart kid in your class and tell them they were doing your work? What does that matter? I am a warrior and she is just an omega. She is beneath me and should be glad I was talking to her in the first place. Her rank and yours have nothing to do with your schoolwork, and last I checked you are no warrior. You are lazy and don't make time to train, let alone be considered competent. That's your fault, do your own work. Leave her alone. She didn't volunteer and you didn't pay her. She owes you nothing. You need to watch what you say to your betters, you murderer. You are not worth sharing breathing room with. Your dad thinks so, your brother thinks so. No one wants you around, so move. Them the most intimidating. I think they have seen Mean Girls too many times. No one cares about you or your worthless opinions. No one in this pack humiliates us and gets away with it. With that she shoves past me and heads straight for my brother and his friends. I know they heard what she said to me, werewolves have above average hearing, but as the future alphas, beta, gamma and delta, they all have extraordinary hearing. They don't even flinch at her hateful words. They believe if you can't take a little criticism, you're too weak to deal with in the first place. It's not the first time she said those words to me, but they don't hurt any less the longer I hear them. I blink back the tears burning my eyes, take a deep breath and head home. I hope the girl got away at least. I hope she can avoid those 3, but I might have just prolonged the inevitable. I have a feeling this year is going to be a long one. I just need to keep my head down, keep my grades up and stay out of their way. Just a few more years and I can leave this hellhole. Fall of 9th grade. Slam. Well, that hurt more than it normally does. A groan slips out of my mouth. I don't remember the lockers biting back so hard. That's what I'm thinking as I slide down to the floor with my eyes closed and feel the back of my head where it hit the locker, awaiting the next blow. Happy Monday to you too. I mutter to no one in particular. You fat cow. Stop getting in my way. Kaylee hisses at me before she slaps me. Can feel a little bit of blood trickle from the side of my mouth. She doesn't hit that hard, but her fake nails are as sharp as cat claws. I can hear a couple chuckles and one is a little deeper than the others. That would explain the hard blow into the locker. She had one of the boys throw me this time. I don't look around though. Kaylee may skip all of our fight training, but she has proven she can provide torture in many other ways, and there are plenty of people who want to be in her circle so bad that they will do anything to anyone to gain approval. What did I do this time, Your Highness? I ask sarcastically, risking a look up at her. I'm hoping to keep her attention long enough for the kid she was screaming at to run away. Kaylee doesn't get her hands dirty anymore. She found out quickly when you are popular or just plain evil. People will do just about anything to stay on your good side, in the hopes of vicarious status or to not be the next victim. Having her father on the school board helps too. None of her actions have ever been caught on camera, so there isn't proof of anything she does except the marks all over me, and she has everyone believing I am a weak nobody that can't take a hit or heal very quickly. A few kids have been suspended because of her. She harassed one so badly, he moved away from our pack to go to school in a neighboring pack where his grandparents live. All because he wouldn't break up with his girlfriend for her. We were in the 5th grade. Who is thinking about that in the 5th grade? No one talks about that though. The line the pack members believe or at least spread about is he needed extra guidance that the other school provides. You do not stop me from disciplining a pup. That little toe rag purposely ruined my brand new designer shoes in front of the whole school. She deserves to be punished. Kaylee tosses her platinum bleached hair over her shoulder and rolls her crystal blue eyes at me like I am the dumbest person in the world for not understanding that. It wasn't the whole school, it was my brother, the future beta, along with the future alphas, gamma and delta. Those 5 boys are rarely separated. She was trying to gain the attention of Dakota and Cameron, our future alphas, like most of the girls in our school. Her little minions were focused on the other 3, They didn't really care which one gave them attention as long as they were noticed. As Marnie and Jeannie were ogling the guys, Marnie tripped over this little fourth grader and dumped whatever frou-frou iced coffee drink all down Kaylee's legs. Kaylee will never admit when she and her friends are in the wrong though. The guys walk off chuckling, not even noticing the red tinge to Kaylee's eyes, showing she's about to blow a gasket. Although, I don't think she has ever shown them that side of her. She's not dumb enough to show them her true colors. Her and her friends want to stay in the ranked circle. These boys rule the school like they think. Our parents rule this pack. They have no idea what they are actually doing. But they like the adoration, you can see it in their eyes. Acting tough and leading by example, as they call it. If you want to be the best, act like it until someone makes you prove it, then don't lose. I can't blame Kaylee and her friends for tripping over themselves around the future alphas and their friends. Really, the guys are a year ahead of us in school and just came back from summer training. Since they will all take over for their fathers when they graduate high school, they have been doing their respective rank training for the last 2 summers at a compound the Alpha King has on his castle grounds. They will train 1 month each summer for the rest of their high school career. I think the training keeps them from getting into trouble while they are out of school for the summer, but I'm sure they learn a lot too. They also get to build relations with the other future ranked members in our alliances and in our Alpha King's territory. What could go wrong putting 50 or so high-ranking teenage kids together for a whole month teaching them battle skills, strategy, pack maintenance? I'm sure it's a pissing match the first few days. The alphas learn about caring for the pack financially and dealing with disputes amongst members. They are the strongest in the pack and usually at front line of defense when attacks happen and must put the pack first. The beta's job is to take on any responsibilities from the alpha or alphas that don't need direct influence from the alpha. The beta is second in command and the alpha's right-hand person. The gamma's job is similar to the beta, but they are the Luna's second in command and her prime protector. The delta is the lead warrior, in charge of the pack's defense and safety. They each have a job that is way more complicated and stressful than it sounds, and many pack members, including the future ranked members, take for granted what goes on behind the scenes. I think that is why the Alpha King does his summer training. It pulls these ranked kids out of a childish setting like school and places them in a more real-world situation. Some adapt better than others. I think the Alpha King also likes to know of friendships and rivalries early on, and what better way than to see them all in action, away from the influence of their parents. Our Alpha King does a good job of keeping the ridiculous pack leaders from causing trouble, but there is always someone trying to gain a better rank through alliances, treaties, and forcing chosen mates on their children. Sometimes kids act better when the political aspirations are not a part of the training. There are several Alpha Kings throughout the word, and they have a direct connection to the moon goddess herself through their Luna Queens. They are the full governing body for all werewolves, but work together when disputes or wars get too big for just one to handle. This year when the guys came back, they were all almost unrecognizable. Each of them had a massive growth spurt and put on muscles like it was their job. They were all good looking before, even my brother, but now they looked like men, very, very hot men. They all stood over 6 feet tall and were as wide as a standard doorway. As they get closer to 18, their auras are developing as well, which has many uses. Their aura lets you know you are in the presence of a stronger wolf. They use it to command lower-ranking wolves, and it attracts S**Zool partners. A wolf's goal is to have a strong mate to procreate with. The higher the rank, the stronger the wolf. All of the girls in the pack noticed and started throwing themselves at these guys. I think my brother has been out with a different girl every night since they have been back. Pretty sure the noises from his room late at night are him entertaining a few as well. It's kind of gross to think of my brother like that, but all of them seem to have become mano*res. They aren't the only ones, just the most notorious. Let's just say the janitor's closet gets a lot of use by the student population. I guess, though, if you can't beat them, join them, and these girls are willing participants. It was kind of sad, really. We all have fated mates chosen for us by the moon goddess. I can't imagine messing around and possibly gaining feelings for someone who might not be mine. That would suck to have them be all like, I love you, you're the only person, and then have the mate bond kick in with someone else and be kicked to the curb. I've seen it a few times here in the pack. It looks miserable. We can always take a chosen mate, and some packs do that for the higher ranking members, claiming bloodlines make the pack stronger. But I think the moon goddess has other plans and we are strongest with our given mate. I'm waiting around for mine. Are you even F***king listening to me? I shake my head of my random thoughts and look back at Kaylee. Not really. Just leave the little kids alone. They don't understand or care about your expensive shoes, or that your friends can't walk in theirs and need to be given a wide berth. I say with as bored a tone as I can. The more emotions I show, the longer the beatings last. Besides, your clumsy friend is the reason that pup tripped in the first place, but I don't see you beating her down. Pick on people your own size, was my retort, which earned me another slap. More blood runs from my lip. Just great. Something I'll have to hide at home for the next couple hours until it heals. At least I have my wolf to help now. Last year, trying to hide the bruises and cuts I got from Kaylee and her girls was really hard. My father doesn't pay much attention to me. He doesn't even know I got my wolf at the end of 8th grade. right after my brother and all the guys, but he did notice the first time Kaylee left marks on my arms and a small bruise on my cheek. He only noticed my arm when we had to make an appearance. With the alpha and I had a short-sleeved dress on. He wasn't as concerned for my health as he was his reputation as the beta, with his daughter getting into fights and causing trouble with pack members, or worse, being too weak to defend myself in training. He wouldn't even listen to what happened. He sent me to my room without dinner and kept me home from school the following day until the bruise faded completely. It's not that my father hates me. That's a lie. I don't want him to hate me. But he blames me for my mother's death. He's never said it directly to my face, but he rarely says anything directly to me. I have heard him make comments to others though. She died in childbirth with me, and I don't think he ever got completely over the loss of his mate. According to the nanny I had up until last year, I look just like her, and that probably makes him a little sad at the constant reminder. My brother was better with me. We used to be really close. We're not even a year apart, but ever since he started his training to become the next beta a couple years ago, he barely makes time for me, not even at school. They both put their duty to the pack and their alphas above everything else, including their personal lives. That, along with Kaylee and her girls making sure everyone knows if they even talk to me, in what could be considered a friendly manner, she will find a way to punish them and me. My last year of middle school and now high school is shaping up to be pretty lonely. I just first out when I can help it. She made sure no one ever hit me where marks could be easily seen. I'm pretty sure I have a couple ribs that have been broken so many times. A good sneeze would probably re-break them. I won't let my wolf waste energy on healing the small stuff. It's not worth it. But she makes sure that I'm not in pain for long though. She really is great. Her running commentary on the 3 Barbie wannabes helped lift my mood, especially after some of the more harsh beatdowns. Kaylee knows I won't let her harm kids in the school, especially the younger ones. She uses this as a way to get to me daily. My wolf and I have both decided this is for the best though. Even when she has the strongest kids beat on me, my beta lineage can handle it and we heal faster than Kaylee thinks. It seems to keep her and her friends pacified to take their frustrations out on me and from targeting other kids in the school. As long as she thinks I'm isolated from everyone and let her pawns target me, she is happy, which means her friends are happy and there is peace in the school. If you can call a calm, raving lunatic peace. Having my wolf made things less lonely. We figured out how to get out of my room without my father knowing. We hunt for food when he keeps it from me. It's not so bad. I know that I can survive on my own and in the wild, which sounds nice some days. That's what I thought until a new girl showed up mid-November. She joined us at our mandatory 5 a.m. pack training. All kids in high school were required to train every morning before school to learn to protect themselves, even if you were not a warrior. As we got older, the training was divided up into basic training for all pack members, intermediate training for patrols, and advanced training for our elite warriors, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, and their mates. The ranked members were the most targeted, so they trained the most. They are also our strongest, so they tend to be on the front lines of an attack. I love training and went to everyone I was allowed to attend. Much to my brother's irritation, I was allowed to go to everything, being a beta by blood. He would always give me dirty looks when I made eye contact with him. I don't know why it bothered him, and I didn't really care. I kept my distance from him and all the guys and just did my own thing. I was only one of 2 females who chose to come to the extra trainings. Kara was a senior and was only here because her father, one of our elite warriors, made her. She came, trained, didn't talk to anyone and left. The rest of the females were mates of our current leadership or warriors. The Luna was very nice and a great fighter. She always kept me on my toes, and she and the other females would share stories and insights while we were sparring. I didn't usually get to spar with the males during the elite training. The dads, including mine, were more interested in teaching their proteges. My dad actually did not even acknowledge I was there. But the Luna and the female warriors had some great tips on how to use my small size to my advantage, because many guys underestimate a woman in a fight. It amazed me how short-sighted the guys could be. They cherished their mates, praised our female warriors, and were fiercely protective, but in the end their actions showed they thought their ideas were better than a female's and that they were the true protectors of the pack. Training was the only time I didn't have to worry about Kaylee, Jeannie, and Marnie or any of their other minions messing with me. They weren't dumb enough to cause the kind of scenes with me that they usually did with the future alphas, my brother, and the rest of the future leaders watching. I could be free and be myself in the back where no one could see me. I have often thought about doing warrior training following school. I even started running the patrol route around the territory in the mornings before training or after school if I need to avoid people or my house. We don't have a lot of rogue attacks, but they do happen, and our border patrol keeps us in close contact with neighboring packs in times of need. I have enjoyed getting to know the patrol warriors and learning what they do as the first line of defense for our pack. I am a good student, but that is more due to the pressure my dad puts on me to act like my high rank than actually being smart or caring about school. I also have a ton of free time since I don't hang out with anyone. Kaylee has made sure that no one wants to associate with me on pain of social sue asterisk side. I was pulled from my thoughts as the lead trainer brought us all in and explained what we were going to do today, and then casually said we have a new member joining us. She is here with her uncle and aunt while her parents are working for the Alpha King. That got everyone's attention, including Kaylee, who somehow managed to sit on the sidelines in her short dress and heels, clearly not participating today, like every other day, but she actually showed up today. I still haven't figured out how she gets out of mandatory training. This tall girl walked in like she owned the place. Her confident stature was what caught my eye first. Her youthful, carefree face, long dark brown hair and bright golden honey eyes told me she couldn't be much older than me. But the way she held herself and how the eyes of every guy at training followed her very developed and toned body made me smile at the thought of how the Barbies were going to take having competition. I must have made a noise out loud, since she turned around and looked right at me. Delta Kyle told her she could join the group, and we would get her up to speed on what we were working on. Oh no. She walked right up to me and held her hand out. Sierra, nice to meet you. I just stared at her blinking. It took me a second to register what I was supposed to do. She raised her eyebrow at me for my hesitation or complete lack of manners before I caught on. Oh, sorry, Skylar. I shook her hand. I'm not used to people talking to me. I muttered out awkwardly and quickly let go of her hand, turning back to the front where Delta Kyle and the lead trainer were giving a few more instructions, mentally smacking myself for sounding like an idiot. She looked at me questioningly, but before she could ask, our trainer divided us into pairs and had us start our warm-up and sparring. He must have decided I was as good a person as any to work with her since she chose me to talk to first, and he knows I attend all the trainings we have. Delta Kyle is one of the few people who knows that I want to train to get out of here, so he lets me come to the gym and training grounds whenever I want. He even gave me a key to the gate when I started showing up before him. Sierra was a really good fighter, but so was I. She is really tall compared to me. She has to be like 5 feet 7 inches, and my 5 feet 1 inch stature can't compare. But we are built similarly, which helps with learning the new movements. Her black sports bra and leggings accentuate all the tan and defined muscles in her body. She could be a supermodel with her curves. I have muscles too, and am actually pretty defined, but I prefer to not show much skin. It helps hide the injuries, so I tend to appear overweight. Today I have baggy sweatpants and t-shirt on. I also have a tank top on under the t-shirt. I learned the hard way my scars and bruising can be found in the heat of a match. If I don't have layers, I don't want anyone to see them and pity me or pretend to try to help. It sounds stupid, and my wolf and I have gone around and around, but I don't want help from people who couldn't be bothered to help me when I was receiving the scars in the first place. It's easy for them to make themselves feel better by offering help or assistance, saying I just have to ask. But in reality, they are the same people who turn a blind eye because their own self-preservation is more important than doing what's right. So I keep my pain hidden. I like to stay as invisible as possible, but I love sparring. I typically stick to the back of the training group and only work with warriors that are here to help Delta Kyle train. He has seen my separation from the group and, I'm sure, has an idea why, so he makes sure there is a warrior there to partner with me. I don't know if it's me or my beta blood, but the thrill and adrenaline rush of a good fight always makes my day better. I am actually a really skilled fighter, even though I let Kaylee and her minions beat me up. It's just better that she targets only me and not someone else who can't take the abuse. I don't fight back. I learned a long time ago that the beatdown goes quick if they get bored. And I don't get in trouble if I don't throw any hits at all, since those do seem to show up on videos and leave marks for a long time. Kaylee had a black eye for a week once not long after I got my wolf. It was chalked up to my beta blood and a lucky swing. I didn't argue. But the punishment was terrible. I was suspended from school for the week, and my dad locked me in my room and told Mary she wasn't allowed to talk to me or feed me. She did neither of those things, and she made sure I had all of my work and took my assignments to school for me so nothing was late. I wasn't giving anyone any more reasons to punish me. Delta Kyle and a few of the advanced pack warriors are walking around correcting form and giving feedback. Nice job, ladies. You both seem to be the first to grasp the concept I was trying to teach today. Delta Kyle says, then leans a little closer. Even the young alphas and beta didn't catch on as quickly, and they are still struggling. He whispers and winks at us. But don't tell them I said that. We both giggle, setting up to run the move again. You got it, Delta, I say. He knew the jab to my brother would make me smile. He's seen me work my tail off even if he doesn't get the chance to help me as much outside of the group training we do here. I think that is my father's doing, making my brother and the other future leaders the priority, but I'm not actually sure. Delta Kyle acts more like my older brother than my actual older brother does. He's helped me hide a few of the more severe injuries I've gotten from the constant bullying, and he doesn't judge or ask too many questions. He and Luna Ava are the only people who know I got my wolf too. It's rare to get your wolf this young. Sometimes ranked wolves will show up early if they are really strong. I think the moon goddess gave her to me to help me handle the trauma. As much as I love my wolf and appreciate her help, I wish the moon goddess would just make the bullying stop. Luna Ava has been helping me with shifting and working on the pack link. There is something to be said for being invisible. And just as I think that, Kyle smashes my thought process and completely ignores my need to stay unnoticed with his next words. I think a demonstration is in order. Sierra, Skylar, Why don't you two show us how the new defensive move is supposed to look? He loudly, getting the attention of the whole group. Then he smiles at me and winks and I just want to punch him in his pearly white teeth. I really don't like you, I say through the mind link. I know, but someone other than me has to see what kind of fighter you are, and your brother and the guys need a lesson in humility. They have been left alone for far too long. Humor me for 5 minutes. You get 2. I huff and move to face Sierra. She is smiling like I just brought her to her favorite candy store and told her she can have anything she wants. Oh goody, she enjoys the attention. Ready. Delta Kyle's deep authoritative voice booms over the crowd now circling around us. We take our positions. Sierra, you are on the attack. Skylar used the new defensive move, and let's see if you can pin her in less than 30 seconds this time. I hear mumbles of, what? 30 seconds no way, and giggles. That sets me and my wolf off. F*CK trying to be invisible. Arrogant F*Hers think they are so great when they can't even submit each other with basic moves. She grumbles. Shall we? I ask my wolf. Oh kiddo, I thought you'd never ask. She replies. I can feel just the smallest hint of her energy seeping into my muscles. I don't want to hurt Sierra. But if the boys need a lesson, they are going to get one. I hear a laugh and skeptical murmurs from somewhere in the crowd, but I am too focused on Sierra. My warrior instinct has kicked in and the laughing jackass isn't a priority. No one could complete that move in under 30 seconds, let alone her. A snarky high-pitched male voice says loud enough for everyone to hear and cause a low chorus of agreement. Now my blood is boiling, as is my wolf's. We are taking her down in less than 10, and I better not find out which pansy ass insulted us or he's going down too. She clips out. I can feel my muscles vibrate with anticipation now. Just watch, is Delta Kyle's only very dry response. Set go. I move immediately on the word go. I don't even give Sierra time to come at me. She responds quickly though and tries to feign to the left, then duck down to catch me with her shoulder. I'm too quick for her, and as she starts to duck down, I send a knee up toward her chest and face, knocking the wind out of her. As her body comes up from the momentum, I make an elbow strike to her back and she reaches out. Don't say anything, I just turn around and start walking. We head towards the locker room together. It's so strange to have someone walking next to me by choice. I really do want to know how you got that fast. And your moves are better than I have seen at some of the warrior camps back home. My eyes snap to hers, eyebrows furrowed. She's just being nice now. Okay. I really just train a lot, that's all. I didn't know her enough to tell her about getting my wolf so early, which is part of the reason I am so fast. Most kids get them sometime between sophomore and junior years. The young alphas and my brother and the rest of the guys all got theirs in the middle of their freshman year, which is typical for powerful high-ranking wolves. I got mine at the end of my 8th grade year though, which is rare and had me freaking out, since it wasn't that long after the guys, and even though I have beta blood, I'm not really a ranked member, nor am I likely to be one. When I told Delta Kyle, he brought me to Luna Ava, and she has been helping me ever since. Hey Sky here. I look over to see Delta Kyle slow jogging toward us with something small in his hand. Your shirt rode up a bit in the back. I think you opened up one of your more recent injuries. He looks at me expectantly and I give him the same look back. I'm not having this conversation in front of the first non-adult to talk to me in years. The new girl doesn't know me and I don't want to freak her out. I take the small. Thank you, Delta. Is there anything else? His look tells me he doesn't appreciate my attitude, and yes, he has plenty more he wants to say. He crosses his massive arms over his chest, trying to look intimidating. The problem is, it works on everyone but me. Not now, okay? I promise I will explain later. Fine, when I figure out who is doing this, there will be hell to pay. Which is why you won't find out. You have bigger things to worry about than petty school bullies who are so weak they have to resort to silver powder to actually cause pain. He lets out an audible growl and I can feel his Delta aura flow out from him. Everyone stops and looks at us. I should not have let that bit of information out. Everyone that is not an alpha, beta, gamma, or delta rank tilts their heads down and to the side in submission. My wolf feels the power and recognizes that he, as an adult with full rank, is more powerful than me, but my beta blood allows me to fight it. I do not break eye contact. He has no idea how strong my wolf makes me, but I can't submit. My wolf and my pride won't let me. I do notice that Sierra is also able to fight the full submission. Her chin is still raised, but her eyes are lowered in respect. I wonder what rank she is in her pack. What are high schoolers doing with silver powder? That is used as a more gruesome interrogation tactic and torture. You need to tell me who this is, Sky, now. This is no longer a game. He is seething. I can feel it radiating off of him in waves. No, I handled it and I won't have you causing more trouble by stepping in. It makes me look weak and I am already a target, you'll just make it worse. Every time someone tries to help, it only makes things worse. Before he could respond, I turned around and headed into the locker rooms to shower and get ready for school. Sierra just followed me and said nothing about the staring contest I just had with our head trainer. I went to my locker and grabbed my shower stuff. I take all of my things to the furthest cubicle and close the outside curtain. I set my clothes and towel on the bench in the little changing area just outside the shower stall before turning on the water as warm as my body could handle it and step in closing the shower curtain. I like having the double barrier. I never change out in the open. I don't want anyone seeing the bruises and cuts on my body, especially now with the lashes on my back that are taking forever to heal because Kaylee rubbed silver powder in them after they whipped me. Kyle was right though. I could feel the sting of the hot water on the open wound and watched the blood flow down the drain, tinting the water pink. Once I was done showering, I reached my hand out of the curtain to grab my towel, not taking any chances at being seen, and wrapped myself up nice and tight. Once I felt like I was completely covered, I opened the curtain only to jump and yell, "Oh, damn, don't do that." Sierra just laughed at me, leaning against the wall like it was the most normal thing to invade someone's privacy in stealth mode. "You forgot this, and you may need help putting it on. Some of those cuts are in hard-to-reach places." She whispers at me and then twirls her finger, motioning me to turn around as if the discussion is over. I don't move, just stare at her. "I am going to help you whether you cooperate or not, so it would save us some time if you just willingly let me help you." She just stares unblinkingly. I am not going to ask questions yet. Her determined look doesn't waver. "Okay, help it is then." I loosened my towel and exposed my back where there were 15 lashes. The oldest 5 were from the 15 minutes of time I wasted asking a question in history class, causing us to take extra notes and have a pop quiz. Even though our teacher mentioned the quiz the day before, making it a known quiz, there was no negotiating with a fuming Kaylee. The newest 10 happened at the end of last year, right after the guys got their wolves. I guess that upped their celebrity factor, and me asking my brother a question while standing next to the rest of them was too close a proximity. Apparently, it is a punishable crime to be in the personal space of people that are better than you. If Sierra was surprised or grossed out, she didn't say anything. She was super gentle, applying the cream to every cut on my back. There are a few here that are older, but the cream might help get rid of some of the scar tissue. I'm sure my parents could give us something more powerful. "No, I am handling it, I promise. You don't need to tell your parents." "Thank you though." I didn't want to be rude, she was just trying to help, but I was not going to give Kaylee the idea that I was too weak to take her so-called punishments, and if I let Sierra talk to her parents about this, the possibility it gets back to the Alpha and Luna and who knows who else. The less people who know, the better it is for me. "If you say so. Anyway, I need someone to show me around the school. You up for it?" She changed the subject so abruptly that I almost got whiplash. Sure. Let me get dressed, then we can head over and get your schedule." She didn't take the hint to step out, and I was forced to awkwardly get dressed under my towel. I'm pretty sure she knows she's making me uncomfortable. We headed to the school, which was just a block away from the training grounds. I took Sierra to the main office and introduced her to the secretary, who got her all set up with her schedule, locker, and combination. Then we headed out to tour the school since we were still about 45 minutes early. Most of the kids went home after training. I just found hanging with Delta Kyle or in the locker room kept me safe from Kaylee for a little while longer. I found out Sierra and I were in a few classes together. She's a year older than me, like the guys, but I was taking some advanced classes, which in my school just meant the next grade up. So our first 2 classes are together at least. That will make things way more fun, she says with a little happy chirp in her voice. "You'll have to point out all of the people to know and who to stay away from." I don't think I'm the person to do that. I tend to keep to myself and blend into the background as much as possible. I am not popular at all and avoid the social scene like it is my job, I said as we made it to the first class of the day and walked to the back of the room to take my usual seat. She just huffed in response, but didn't say anything and followed me back. The day actually went pretty smoothly. I didn't even have any run-ins with Kaylee and her crew. I wasn't sure if that was because of the display this morning at training or the new friend I seemed to have acquired. No one talked to me or really looked at me, but no one actively tried to do anything to me either. Either way, the break was nice, and I found myself smiling as I walked down the hallway to put my things in my locker at the end of the day. Of course, good things only last for small moments for me. You think you're so tough, being Delta Kyle's favorite suck-up. I bet that's not the only thing you suck. It's the only explanation for how you manage to gain his attention. I ignore Kaylee even though I am completely disgusted by her insinuation. I take a deep breath and continue shuffling things in my locker, hoping she will get bored and walk away now that she has thrown her insult. She slams my locker shut. I'm just lucky my reflexes are fast, otherwise I would have lost fingers. But before she can spit whatever venom she has at me, Sierra walks up. "Hey girl. I am so hungry and you promised me to hang out after school." Sierra completely ignores Kaylee's presence, and I catch the look of death Kaylee is throwing her way. I had to stifle a laugh. "I almost forgot. Sorry. I was trying to make sure I had everything I needed to get my work done this weekend." I turn my back on Kaylee and we take about 2 steps before she shouts, "Hey, new girl, you'll want to watch who you hang out with. Some people in this school will give you a bad reputation and only cause you problems." We both look back at her. Thanks for the tip. Sierra links her arm into mine and starts to turn us away again. I hear clicks of heels approaching us. Listen here, you little hey guys. Kaylee's voice goes from venom to bubblegum in a flash, and I notice she is looking over our shoulders. A general bored mumble of hey comes from the group of guys walking our way. Seriously, I just want to melt into a wall. Damn, they are even hotter up close. Sierra says quietly to me, turning us around to face my brother and his friends as they walk up to us. I just roll my eyes at her. They have never approached me in school before, like ever. So I can only assume they are here for the beautiful brunette friend I have acquired today. I can't deny these guys are gorgeous, and unfortunately they all know it too. My brother, Mateo, and I look almost identical, with sandy blonde hair and gray-blue eyes, getting most of our looks from our mother. The only difference is his build is exactly like my father's, wide at the shoulders and narrow at the waist. He keeps his stick-straight hair military short on the sides and in the back and longer on top. It looks like he ran his fingers through it a couple times to make it stick straight up, but somehow the look works for him. The future Delta, Sam, is Kyle's son, and he looks like he just stepped out of a Hurley surfing ad with wavy sun-kissed light blonde hair that hangs just below his ears, dark blue eyes and lean muscles. He's tall but not as wide-set as the other guys, but he is no less ripped and one of the fastest warriors I have ever seen. Oliver, our future Gamma, looks like your stereotypical biker. Medium length, dark brown, almost black hair that falls forward obscuring his face and piercing brown eyes that are almost as dark, give off a don't mess with me vibe. He has tattoos on both forearms and one on his chest, just peeking out of the collar of his shirt. He is the most quiet of the group, lending to the mysteriousness. His expression is regularly bordering on resting B***TCH face. Our future alphas are twins that could melt you with one glance, or maybe that was just me. They both had black hair with a gentle wave to it. They both kept their hair short on the sides and back like my brother. Cameron was always perfectly groomed. No curl on top of his head was out of place. His light green eyes softened his severely sharp features though. Dakota let his curls do whatever they wanted on the top of his head. I had often wondered what it would be like to run my fingers through those soft curls. Dakota's baby blue eyes were more playful than his brother's. He was definitely the troublemaker of the two. Somebody must have said something, because Sierra elbowed me in the ribs. Oh goddess, please let me not be drooling. I mentally facepalm myself. I'm sorry, what? I look around having no idea what we were supposed to be talking about. I was just saying, nice moves at training today. Hopefully we'll get a chance to work on those again at advanced training and you can give us some tips. Sam needs to redeem his top takedown time, Cameron says to me, smiling, and Dakota laughs, slapping Sam on the back. I just smile and nod, feeling a little dumbfounded. I have no idea how to respond. These guys have never talked to me more than a hi in passing at my house before and never at school. Even though they have been friends with my brother for their whole lives and spend a ridiculous amount of time at my house. This is the longest interaction I have ever had with any of them. Hee. A weird forced, high-pitched giggle comes from my left. I looked over and didn't even realize Kaylee was standing next to me. She reached out and put her hand on Cameron's. You're so funny, babe. Sam is one of the best warriors we have. I bet he could do that move with one hand tied behind his back. His dad was just being nice to Sierra and Skylar. Did she just choke on my name? She's never really used it before. I'm normally just the B word to her. It's not fair to wolves lower than you guys. Who is she calling a lower wolf? I can feel my muscles shake with my wolf's irritation. I look down at the ground and blink a few times to make sure my eyes aren't changing color, giving away that I have my wolf. Cameron takes a slow breath in and takes an almost imperceptible step back as his twin chimes in. Nope, I'm pretty sure Sam sucks and needs to start from the basics again. Maybe we should send him to train with the pups for the week. Dakota laughs out and my brother joins him this time. So does Sierra and I allow myself a giggle. I can't help it, their laughs are infectious. This is the first time in a long time I have felt comfortable around my brother and his friends and probably the first time ever in a public setting like school. I break eye contact and look away, taking a few deep breaths to settle my mind around that. I look back up at my brother. A sort of pained look flashes in my brother's eyes I can't quite read. Does he not want to be over here talking to me? The thought that he doesn't want me shouldn't sting this bad, since it's really the only solid emotion I ever get from him, but my heart sinks into my stomach. Quickly break eye contact and look at the floor again. I don't want to earn more slaps for someone's weird fetish over my brother. As much as I enjoy making fun of your boy Sam here, she pats Sam's arm. Skylar promised me some food. We were just heading out to eat. If you will excuse us, gentlemen. Sierra basically pushes us through the wall of 6-foot-tall guys like it was no big deal and leads me toward the parking lot of the training grounds where she left her car this morning. I hear a huff behind us, but I'm not sure who it was and can't wait to get out of here as soon as possible. How do you already have a car? I ask, knowing she isn't 16 yet. I was able to get my license early, with special permission from the Alpha, of course. She winks at me. My parents were always so busy researching and working for the Alpha King that I needed a way to get around. As long as I don't go joyriding or do anything else stupid behind the wheel, I get to keep my license. She shrugs like that is a totally normal thing. I have a feeling she can talk anyone into just about anything without putting much effort into it. Hey! A shout from behind us has us both turning around just before we get in her car. I almost forgot. Are you guys coming to the bonfire tonight? Sam comes jogging up to us. Sam's POV. She is here with her uncle and aunt while her parents are working for the Alpha King. That got my attention. She who? Dad didn't say anything about any girl visiting the pack. That thought flitted across my mind. The most drop-dead gorgeous girl struts onto the training grounds just ahead of my father. She knew how to make an entrance. She casually glanced around the crowd and then made her way to the opposite end as the guys and I. She was clearly talking to someone I couldn't see, then turned around, giving her full attention to my dad and the other warriors training us today. Dad had gone over this new move with us a few days ago, so I wasn't really paying attention to the explanation. I was more interested in the new girl. Did you know a new girl was coming into the pack? I asked Dakota, who was closest to me. Dad and Mom said something about her doing her sophomore year here with us. Her parents work for the Alpha King and are on some kind of mission, so she's here with family. He just shrugs. I call dibs. The girls around here are needy and boring. I'm over them. You call dibs, huh? What if she doesn't want your ugly ass? Then what? Oliver shoves my shoulder. No way, I'm the best looking out of all of us. If anyone is going to get her attention, it's me. I reply, not taking my eyes off her. Wanna bet? Mateo asks. Depends. What are the stakes? Get her to come to the bonfire tonight, but it can't be a date. Mateo starts. She has to show up on her own, Dakota adds. And you have to be the first guy she talks to, Oliver supplies. And you can't approach her until she does. Cameron finished. That means I am going to have to keep the leeches busy. She'll never come talk to me with our usual stalkers hanging around. Damn, they were not going to make this easy. Time's a wastin'. Dakota points to his wrist where a watch would be. Fine, I'm in. But if I win, none of you can poach her. Deal, they all said in unison. Now I just have to get her attention. Well, she seems to be pretty fit, so maybe I can work my way over and get my dad to pair her with me. As I turn to move in that direction, I see Dad's second pair her with Mateo's sister. Man, that girl is tiny. If they didn't look alike, you wouldn't know they were related. Mateo is outgoing and takes his job as the next beta very seriously, almost too seriously.